Since the Great Recession, Florida's real estate recovery has been promising. Now the recovery is in jeopardy due to gridlock on Capitol Hill. Hard-working individuals from all over the state are seeing their fruits of labor spoil in front of their eyes. And the longer these political games continue, the more Florida's real estate market could regress.
At the beginning, we didn't really see much effects, at least in our side of the business. It wasn't affecting us as drastically as other businesses. However, as of recent, we have started to experience a lot of effects in regards to our short sales and our distressed customers. Just to give you an example, we have a file that, unfortunately, for the customer, for the buyer and the seller and everybody involved, it's affected them greatly. We have people that we have approved shorts that we've been working on these files for several months, and here we are ready to close a week or two out, and now due to this shutdown, buyers, seller, attorneys, title companies, everybody seems to have worked for nothing. Due to the IRS being closed, now we can't get these liens removed, and we can't close on these properties.
Mortgages are a big reason why the real estate industry has slowed significantly. Properties cannot be bought unless lenders are willing to forego the 4506T form.
Every time someone wants to get a mortgage, they have to fill out a 4506T form. And that form is used, it's sent to the IRS, and the IRS then verifies gives you a transcript of the tax records. And what they do is they compare that to the tax returns that you provide them, because you still have to provide your own, and they make sure that you're giving them a factual tax return. Right now, you can't get those processed at all. If this doesn't last much longer, it's not really going to have much of an effect. Most people that are closing in the next, say, week are probably already have had that form done and verified. But if we start to go out beyond that in a very short order, you're going to start seeing closings getting pushed back because they can't get that form done. On top of that, it actually is going to affect people trying to get loan modifications too, because just like with a new mortgage, loan modifications also require that 4506T form.
And it doesn't stop with mortgages either. Title companies will be apprehensive to ratify new and foreclosed property contracts.
If you're researching a title, you have to make sure there's no municipal liens on it, there's no government liens on there, there's no tax liens on it. You can't do your title work because you're only able to research a certain amount of things. For example, we bought a property that has, believe it or not, $300,000 worth of small business administration loans on it. They have a 1-year right of rescission on that residential. Now, if I can pick up the phone and call them, they'll usually wipe it out. It's a foreclosure. It's easy to work out. I don't have anybody to call right now. I don't have an internet to use. I have nothing. That file is dead, and that's going on right now. So something that has actually happened in the last 3 days. So yeah, your title companies, unless it's cash, unless everybody's willing to sign papers saying that they're not going to get all the searches they normally need, they're going to be slowing down too. So title work, closings, residential, commercials, condos, town, it doesn't matter what it is. If you need title insurance, this is going to affect you. If you need a mortgage, well, we know this is going to affect you. If you don't have title and don't have mortgages, well, you really don't need sellers or buyers or real estate because it doesn't exist. So yeah, you're in trouble right now. The auction houses, anything that's at the auctions, they're going to have trouble selling because we can't verify certain things. If you can't verify it, then you're buying something as a gamble. We don't mind buying something if it has the liens on it, but we need to know what the liens are.
We do have some promising news to report, however. NAR, which works in close correspondence with RAPB, has been communicating with government officials to keep a limited amount of lending possible through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This will keep the real estate industry from coming to a complete stop.
They recently put out some rules and regulations that are going to allow closings to continue to happen. The main problem that our folks are hearing about and seeing with closings is that you have to be able to verify income with the IRS or with Social Security, and nobody's home at the IRS or Social Security offices right now. So the GSEs have kind of loosened some of the rules and said, okay, closings can still happen without those formal verifications. You have to have some sort of verification. In that way, things that are in the process can continue to move forward. FHA is sort of doing the same thing. They're trying to work with lenders to make sure that things that are in the process can continue to move forward. So I think that will help at least in the short term until things can be resolved. Fannie and Freddie sets the standards for what lenders, in a lot of ways, are willing to then offer to people. And if lenders know that these rules can be eased up a little bit that are purely related to the shutdown, that's going to give them a comfort level to maybe be out there and lending a little bit more. Because we're hearing from members that, oh, lenders are just saying, oh, because of the shutdown, sorry, can't do loans. And that's not always the case. Of course, every case is different. That's not always the case. So I think GSE has sent a really good signal to say, hey, these verification glitches that can be solved later, but for right now, keep moving forward, and here's a process of how you can keep moving forward.